What is up guys, this is Vishu from Savage Camp, and like I mentioned in the last video, this is going to be a crash course. We are only going to do the basics. If you want like an in-depth tutorial on Python, I have over a 6-hour course for beginners in Python where I go over each of these things in details with a lot of examples. But this one is going to have the absolute basics to get you started. So there are 4 data types in Python: string, which is also str, then there's integers, which are also denoted as int, then there's float, which is float, and boolean is bool. So this is how Python reads strings, integers, float, and boolean. So let's start with string. So string is anything that is between single or double quotes. So it can contain anything between single or double quotes, and when I mean anything, it literally means anything, even if it does not make any sense. If you surround it with quotes, it is a string. So any of these things that is gibberish garbage is a string. Integers, oh, one more thing, you cannot start with a single quote and end it with a double quote. It has to start and end with single quotes, or it has to start and end with double quotes. Integers, on the other hand, are whole numbers. So any number that you see that does not has a decimal point is an integer, and you can use mathematical operators on integers. Now float is any number or any digit that has a decimal point. So remember, 3 is an integer and 3.0 is a float because it has a decimal point. That is the easiest definition of float. If you see a decimal point, it's going to be a float. If there is no decimal point but it is a number, that means that it's an integer. Boolean is nothing but true or false, which means it can only have 2 values. It can either be true or it can be false. These are the 2 absolutes. There's no maybe in here. Python is a programming language which works on logic. So it can either be true or it can be false. There's no in between. So let's open idle and go over each of this in detail. So let's go over string. So string is anything that is surrounded by single quotes or double quotes. Now if you see, I start and end with double quotes, and you will see when the Python interpreter gets this, it is starting and ending it with single quotes, even though I started it and ended it with double quotes. So Python interprets string as single quotes, but you can use double quotes. The second thing is integers. So I can do 2 plus 33 going to be 35, 4 plus 1 is going to be 45. All of these are integers, and if you want to find what data type it is, you use the keyword type. So type is an inbuilt method that will help you find the data type. So I can do type of 44 and it will give me a class of integer. I can do type of maybe Vishu, it's going to give me a type of string. Now you can also do floats. So type of 1.0, or even if you don't mention 0, you will see it picked up as float. So I can do type of maybe like a very big number. Numbers should be numbers, there should not be any characters in there, and you will see it's a float. And the last one is 5 greater than 18 or 19. It's going to give me a false, and if I do 5 less than 19, it's going to give me true. Now I can store this value in answer, and I can do type of answer. It's going to give me a boolean, and if I want to find the value, I will type answer and I can see the value. So this is like one line Python interpreter that we are not going to use. I just wanted to show you all these data types, which is why we went over here. One more thing, if you want to use apostrophes, like I can use Vishu's computer. So in here, I can use double quotes to use the single quote, because if I use single quote, it will break in here. Now this is going to give me an error because I ended this over here. And if I want to still use single quotes, what you can do is escape this apostrophe, which means that tell Python that this string starts over here and ends over here, and ignore this. So to ignore it, you put a /. So / will tell Python this is a part of the string, not the string. This is the string, this is a part, and you use a / to tell Python that it's a part. So that is it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.